Hello students, how are you all? Welcome to AffairsCloud, Learn to Lead. My name is Vikas Rana. So students, we have an app by the name AffairsCloud which you can go and download through the Play Store. This application is a one-stop solution for all the students who are preparing for government exams. This application is valid just for the Android users. Once you have downloaded the application, you can go and log in through your Gmail ID, and once you have logged in, you will be moved on to this page where you can see the various courses that are offered by us. To avail this course, you can use a code that is CRACK10 to get an additional 10% discount on the purchase you make. If we talk about the course, why this course is so important, how you will be benefiting through this course. If you see, we provide current affairs on the daily basis, on weekly basis, as well as monthly basis. On daily basis, we will be providing you with PDFs of the content of that particular day. Apart from this, you will be getting a quiz on your application that will be of 20 questions quiz on daily basis that will help you in boosting your preparation. Apart from that, on weekly, you will be getting a 50 questions quiz for your preparation, as well as if you see, you will also get a PDF that will contain all the important compiled news, current affairs of that particular week. And similarly, for monthly, you will be getting a top 100 questions PDF of that whole month. That is very important PDF and will be covering the most important news of that particular month. Alright, apart from this, we also cover banking awareness. All the banking aspirants, those who are preparing for bank exams, will absolutely love our course because we cover almost 99.99% of the syllabus of your bank exams. Here you will see we will also provide with quizzes as well as the PDFs. Apart from this, if you see the topic wise, for example, there are multiple questions that are related to obituary, important days, who won which event, who was awarded with which award. So all these topics that are related to your GS also or GK, such as apps and web portals, these are the current affairs that are important days, your books and authors, the new applications that were launched, new government schemes that were launched by the government, or your international affairs or your national affairs. All these topics, there are 20 such topics of which we are providing the PDF, as well as we teach on YouTube, where you can go and check our channel and you will be surprised that the content that we are providing is absolutely amazing. Alright, so this will be helping you to boost your preparation in the long term. This YouTube channel, you can go and subscribe to our channel, that is your AffairsCloud, that will help you for your revision purpose also. Apart from this, we cover the state current affairs also. Here you can see the current affairs and all these content that we provide you that are bilingual. That means we provide you in English as well as both in Hindi also. Alright, so all the students who are from the Hindi language will also be benefited through our course. Also friends, you can purchase our course for 2 years. Alright, also for 1 year. If the students have exam or they are planning for the long term and they want to study for 2 years and they are expecting to give exam after 1 year, then they can opt for 2 years. As well as if the student is planning to give exam next year, then they can go for the 1 year course also. So these are the two types of courses that are available by us. In the end friends, if you use a code that is Vikas10, you will be getting an additional extra 10% discount by using this code Vikas10. Also, if you have any problem regarding the course purchase, any problem regarding to our application, you can contact us on the mobile number that is 9677333862. And if you want to mail us, you can also mail us on support@affairscloud.com, and I assure you that our representative from us will be contacting you soon and resolving your issue. Hello friends, how are you all? I hope you are all good. So friends, in this video we will be discussing important current affairs of June monthly. The session will be highly important. In this we'll be covering important current affairs of the June month, and the session will be very important and exciting also. Apart from this friends, we'll be learning many new current affairs which are small current affairs just in the one-liner format only. And to all the friends, those who are making notes on the regular basis, I'll suggest you all to just pause the video here itself and just go and revise those current affairs once. Once you have revised, then we'll be starting with the current affairs. And friends, before moving on to the MCQ part, we'll first revise one-liner current affairs. Alright, once we have revised, then we will be shifting to these MCQ formats. So let's start. So friends, first tell me what was the name of the train that was launched between India and Nepal. It was a tourist train and the name of this train was Bharat Gaurav. The name of this train was Bharat Gaurav was the train that was started between India and Nepal, and it was a tourist train. It was flagged off from the location New Delhi. Alright, then next is your Surya Nutan. What was Surya Nutan? Surya Nutan was a indoor solar. It was a indoor solar cooking stove. Alright, basically it was a stove. It was a solar cooking stove that was launched by which organization? It was launched by IOC, that is your Indian Oil Corporation launched this Surya Nutan, that was an indoor solar cooking stove. Next if I ask you, tell me recently Byju's has partnered with the state and they have partnered to provide skills to the or to provide education and multiple education material to government school kids of that particular school or of that particular state. What is the name of that state? It is your Andhra Pradesh. So Byju has partnered with Andhra Pradesh to provide or for the helping government school kids. Next, recently there was an airport, or you can say it was the first airport that is working completely on renewable energy. That is completely working on renewable energy. What is that airport? It is your Indira Gandhi International Airport that is located in New Delhi. Also, you have to remember there was a goal that was set up by Indira Gandhi International Airport is that they will be making their airport carbon neutral by the year 2030. Next, where will be the meeting of Group 20 leaders will be taking place in the year 2023? Where will it be held? It will be held in India. And in India too, it will be held in Jammu and Kashmir, the G20 meeting for the year 2023. Next, Garib Kalyan Rath Yojana. I repeat, Garib Kalyan, not Rath Yojana, Garib Kalyan Rozgar Yojana. Can you tell me when was this Garib Kalyan Rozgar Yojana launched? It was launched in the year 2020. Why was it launched? It was launched to provide employment to the people. Why employment to the people? Because we know during this time COVID-19 took place, and in order to provide employment to those people who lost their daily jobs, this Garib Kalyan Rozgar Yojana was launched. So recently it has completed 2 years. Next, Sao Joao Festival. Where do we observe this Sao Joao Festival? It was observed in Goa. And for Goa, we remember that National Museum for Customs and GST is located in Goa. And if we are talking about the museum for the former Prime Ministers of India, this is located in New Delhi. Then if we talk about New Delhi, only remember there are multiple important current affairs. For New Delhi, you have to remember that this was the state that added 2 robots into their firefighting team. Then they are the only people who launched, or this is the state that launched My Electric Vehicle Portal. Hobby Hubs that was launched in the government school. Then in Delhi, remember, Center of Excellence for Khadi. First Center of Excellence for Khadi is also located in New Delhi. Then here only, biggest drone mela was held, that was inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Third Organic Expo was held here. You have to tell me who inaugurated it, or you just tell me the location. The question will be asked that where was the Organic Expo held? It was held in New Delhi, and it was the third edition of this organic expo that was held in Delhi. Then here only we saw that museum for former prime ministers is also located. If we talk about drones, now we saw that drones is an important part now. All right, why? Because we saw there was a first of its kind airport that was opened in United Kingdom, and here this was the first airport for drones and flying cars. And where was this opened? It was opened in United Kingdom. So if we talk about drones, tell me which was the first state that has approved drones in their health sector. Which was that state? It was Uttarakhand. It was Uttarakhand. Then if I talk to you about first drone mela, where was this first drone mela held? This first drone mela was held in Madhya Pradesh in Gwalior, and the biggest drone mela was held in New Delhi. So remember, this is an important thing, that the first state that has used drones in their health sector is your Uttarakhand. Alright, apart from this, if asked, One Health Pilot, this was an initiative of which state? It was of, remember, it was of, or which, who started this One Health Pilot? It was started by Bangalore. Shelly application launched by Kerala. It was a health and wellness app. Krishi Yatra, it was launched by Karnataka government. Krishi Yatra. Then if asked, recently India was recognized as the country of the year, where it was recognized country as the country of the future at VivaTech. What was VivaTech? It was the Europe's biggest startup conference, and remember, it was of 2020. India was recognized as the country of the year during the VivaTech, that was Europe's biggest startup conference. Next, if asked, recently World Bank has approved an additional $250 million loan for what state, or for which state? It was for Gujarat. What was the amount? 250 million US dollar. Next, if I ask you, who has been appointed as the new CEO of Niti Aayog? Very important question, friends. Who is the new CEO of Niti Aayog? He is Parmeshwaran Iyer sir. Alright, he has become the new CEO of Niti Aayog. Highly important. Now friends, tell me, who has been appointed as the new Director of Intelligence Bureau, that is your IB. New Director of Intelligence Bureau is Tapan Kumar Dekaji. Alright, now to confuse you, question can also be asked, who has been appointed as the new Director General of NIA? So this is of IB, that is your Intelligence Bureau, Tapan Kumar Dekaji, and now we are talking about National Intelligence Agency. So the new Director General is Dinkar Gupta. Dinkar Gupta is the new Director General of National Investigation Agency. Apart from this, if asked, tell me, who has been appointed as the new Chairman of Bombay Stock Exchange? So S. Mundra has been appointed as the new Chairman of Bombay Stock Exchange. Who has been the Chairman of Reliance Jio now? New Chairman of Reliance Jio. He is son of Mukesh Ambani, that is Akash Ambani will be the new Chairman of Reliance Jio. Mobus Service. Mobus Service has recently been awarded the UN Public Service Award. Alright, then tell me, Mobus, this service was of which state? It was of Odisha, and it was awarded with UN Public Service Award. Highly important question, friends. Alright, you should definitely know this. Next, if I ask you similarly, tell me an award, that is National Highway Excellence Award. This National Highway Excellence Award for the year 2021 was presented to whom? It was presented to Nitin Gadkari. Now friends, let's move to the MCQ, and let's do some MCQs first. Also friends, you can follow me on Instagram. This is my Insta handle, where you can ask questions related to your government exams, or any queries if you are having related to government exams. You can contact me on this Insta handle. Let's start with the questions. As per the EIU, that is your Economic Intelligence Unit, this is the organization that releases your Global Livability Index. So recently, Economic Intelligence Unit has released their Global Livability Index. In this, they stated that the rank of New Delhi, that is the capital of India, is what? It is 112 in the Global Livability Index, and this Global Livability Index was topped by Vienna, Austria. So this is the question asked here. If we are talking about the world's most livable city, it is Vienna, Austria, and Vienna is the city. It is in Austria. And if asked what was the capital of New Delhi here, it was what was the rank of New Delhi? It was 112 was the rank of New Delhi. Similarly, if I ask you what was the rank of Mumbai in this, it was 117th. Next question. Khufsugar Lake. It is one of the 11 newly added biosphere reserves to the UNESCO's World Network of Biosphere Reserves. So first of all, tell me, where is the headquarter of UNESCO? It is in Paris. Paris is in France. Similarly, UNEP, United Nations Environment Program, where is their headquarter? It is in Nairobi, Kenya. UNDP, that is your United Nations Development Program, where is their headquarter? It is in New York. Of United Nations, it is also in New York. World Bank, IMF, International Monetary Fund, they both have their headquarter in Washington, DC. ISA, International Solar Alliance, where is the headquarter? It is in Gurugram, Haryana. And in Gurugram, Haryana only, friends, remember, India's largest solar plant India's largest electric vehicle charging station has been set up. I repeat, India's largest electric vehicle charging station has also been set up in Gurugram, Haryana. Then coming back to the question, this Khufsugar Lake, that is one of the 11 newly added biosphere reserves, it is located in which country? It is located in Mongolia. Next question is Parameswaran Iyer. Parameswaran Iyer has been appointed as the CEO of which following organization? He has been appointed as the new CEO of Niti Aayog. Very important question, friends. Alright, you have to definitely remember this, that who has been appointed as the new CEO of Niti Aayog? He is Parameswaran Iyer, and he will be replacing whom? He will be replacing Amitabh Kant. Alright, I repeat, Parameswaran Iyer will be replacing Amitabh Kant as the new CEO of Niti Aayog. If we talk about Niti Aayog was formed on 1st of January 2015. Before this, Niti Aayog was known by the name Planning Commission. Who is the chairman of Niti Aayog? Chairman of Niti Aayog is the current Prime Minister of India, who is right now Narendra Modi. And if we talk about the vice chairperson of Niti Aayog, Suman K. Berry. I also gave this as a homework. Also, where is the headquarter of Niti Aayog? It is in New Delhi. Moving on. Which of the following countries were admitted to the Commonwealth nations? Commonwealth nation. First of all, if we talk about Commonwealth game, the question will also be regarding this particular news. Where will be the Commonwealth game held in the year 2022? Then where will it be held in the year 2026? As you see, there is a gap of 4 years. Then you have to remember there is a 4 years gap between the Commonwealth Games. So first, coming back to this particular question, it is saying that which country has been appointed or nations has been added to Commonwealth as the 55th and 56th members of the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting. They were Togo and Gabon. Togo was 55th and Gabon was 56th. Before this, the 54th member of this particular committee of Commonwealth nations was Rwanda. And remember, Rwanda from Africa was appointed as the member in the year which took place in the year 2009. So indirectly we can say that Rwanda was added into Commonwealth Games in 2009. That was the 54th nation. Coming to 55th, it will be Togo, and 56th will be Gabon. So the correct option here is option 4th. Next, name the bank that get recently approved from the RBI to set an operation support subsidiary. I repeat, which was the bank that got approval from Reserve Bank of India to set up operation support subsidiary? It is your State Bank of India. Correct option is option 3. Apart from this, if I ask you which ministry gave the approval for the BRO cafes? BRO cafes. So for BRO's cafes, and that too 75 BRO cafes, this approval was given by the Defense Ministry. Then if I ask you about Indian Coast Guard, there was a system launched that was Padma. What was this Padma system? It was a payroll automation for disbursement of monthly allowances, and this is the full form of Padma that was launched specifically for Indian Coast Guard. Next, who has won the Miss India Worldwide 2022 from United Kingdom? She is dash. Tell me the name. She is Khushi Patel, who has won the Miss India Worldwide 2022. She is a biomedical student from the United Kingdom. Alright, and she has won the Miss India Worldwide 2022. This was the 29th edition of this particular event, and the 28th pageant of this Miss India Worldwide was held in the year 2019, and now 29th is took place in 2022. Next, before this, if I ask you friends, recently ISRO has launched 3 satellites. For which country it was launched by? For Singapore. And remember, this was launched using the PSLV rocket. Alright, so ISRO has launched 3 satellites for Singapore using their PSLV rocket. Next question. From which country did NASA recently launch the first commercial rocket named NASA Black Brant 9 suborbital sounding rocket that was launched in 27 years? Which is the country? It is your Australia. James Webb Space Telescope. It is also of NASA. Capstone. It is also of NASA, and it will be launched on Moon in order to provide the location to the various spacecrafts and satellites that are in space, so that they don't have to directly contact Earth for this matter. Name the organization or ministry that was launched in India's booming gig and platform economy perspectives and recommendations on the future of work report. I repeat, which ministry has launched this India's booming gig and platform economy perspectives and recommendations on the future of work report? This report was launched by which ministry? It was launched by Niti Aayog. Alright, this gig economy sector is a labor market in which instead of traditional in-office and full-time job, there is a single company. You can't say there is any single company. So they work on contract basis. They work on part-time basis. Alright, you can say it is a kind of a freelance work. Alright, so this report was released by Niti Aayog. Next, Ministry of Defense recently inaugurated this Padma system. We just saw this. That was a automated pay and allowance module for which force? It was for Indian Coast Guard. Very good. Next, which insurance company recently launched an industry's first health insurance plan that was called Global Healthcare along with Alliance Partners India? I repeat, Global Healthcare. This insurance initiative or insurance plan was launched by Bajaj Alliance General Insurance in partnership with Alliance Partner India. Okay, apart from this, if ask you who is the MD and CEO of Bajaj Alliance General Insurance? Tapan Singhal. Tapan Singhal is the MD and CEO. This bank was formed in the year 2001 and the headquarter is in Pune, Maharashtra. Next, who has recently became the chairman of the board of directors of Reliance Jio Infocomm Limited? We just saw Akash Ambani has become the chairman of the board of the directors of Reliance Jio Infocomm Limited. Apart from this, remember, Mukesh Ambani will continue to be the chairman of Jio Platforms. Alright, he will continue to be the chairman of the Jio Platforms. That is the flagship company that owns all the Jio digital service brands including Reliance Jio Infocomm. Next, NASA has launched Capstone. We just saw this. This Capstone was launched to which heavenly body? It was launched to Moon. And the question asked here is that this Capstone was launched from which location? So this was launched from Mahia Peninsula and this is located in New Zealand. Important question. As I told you that this Capstone was a mission of NASA and this was launched on to which heavenly body or to where? It was launched to Moon, and it will be helping in providing the direction in space to the satellites and spacecrafts. Next, name the state that has recently become the first state to approve the drone policy and public use of drones. Which is that first state? Important question. Tell me. So it is your Himachal Pradesh that has recently approved drone policy and public use of drones. If apart from this, first state to approve or first state to use drones in the healthcare sector was your Uttarakhand. Biggest drone mela was held in New Delhi. First drone mela was held in Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh. So the correct option here becomes Himachal Pradesh. Next, as per the International Institute for Management Development's annual 34th World Competitiveness Index report that was recently released, what was the rank of India here in this particular index? So India was ranked what? India was ranked 37th in this World Competitiveness Index report. That was the 34th edition of it, that was released by IMD, that is your Institute for Management Development. And in this particular index, the first rank goes to Denmark. World Competitiveness Index, the first rank was of Denmark, second Switzerland, third Singapore, and 37th was of India. Next, Prithvi 2. Prithvi 2 is a what kind of missile? Here question is asked in such a way that Prithvi is a what kind of missile? So you have to remember Prithvi is a short range ballistic missile with a range of 250 km that was recently developed and tested by DRDO, and it was tested off the coast of Odisha. So 3-4 questions. Prithvi is what is the range of Prithvi? 250 kilometers. It is a short range ballistic missile, that is your SRBM. Then this was developed and tested by which organization? DRDO, and it was tested where, from what location? It was tested off the coast of Odisha. Next, you have to name what is the rank of India in the world for the total renewable power capacity additions in 2021, and this report was released by GSR, that is your Renewable Global Status Report 2022, published the Global Renewable Energy Community REN21. So coming back, what was the rank of India in this total renewable power capacity additions in 2021 list? So here India stood at third position. Which were the country on the first? The first country, or the country that was on the top, is your China. That is your China on the first position, US on the second position, and India on the third position in this particular Renewable Global Status Report that was on the renewable power capacity additions in which year? In 2021. Also remember. Alright, so the rank of India here is third. If I ask you which is the first state that has achieved a total solar energy capacity of 10 gigawatts, it is your Rajasthan. And if I ask you in 2021, India has added a net how much amount of solar energy in total in all the states? It is 10 gigawatts only. Alright, next, you have to name the small finance bank that was recently launched, or that has recently launched a saving account specifically for kids. This saving account is for kids and it was named as Enjoy. It was named as Enjoy. If we know the spelling of Enjoy is ENJOY. So just for to keep it interesting, they said ENJOI, and its pronunciation is almost the same. So this Enjoy, this was a saving accounts for kids that was launched by which small finance bank? It was launched by Equitas Small Finance Bank. Important question. Next, the 7-member committee will be headed by whom? But what 7-member committee? So remember, recently SEBI, that is your Securities and Exchange Board of India, has formed a 7-member advisory committee. Alright, this is a 7-member building advisory committee to advise and assist on the premises related matters. I repeat, who formed it? SEBI. SEBI formed a 7-member building advisory committee to advise and assist on the premises related matters. This particular committee will be headed by BK Katyalji. Securities and Exchange Board of India, SEBI, that is the capital market regulator, has formed this 7-member committee, and this will be headed by BK Katyal, who is the former Chief General Manager at RBI. He was the former Chief General Manager at RBI. So it will be headed by BK Katyalji. Next, as per the Burgundy Private Hurun India 500 special report that was released in July, Dash has become India's most valuable company with a value of 18.9 lakh crore, followed by TCS. So it is your Reliance Industries Limited. I repeat, Burgundy Private Huron India 500 special report released that stated that which is the most valuable company in India. It is with 8.9 lakh crore rupees. It is your Reliance Industries Limited, and they have surpassed Tata Consultancy Services. Similarly, on the global level also, we have to remember that earlier it was your Apple that was the most valuable company, but now Saudi Aramco has replaced Apple to become the world's most valuable company as per market cap. All right, and it is a oil producing company or petrol producing company, you can say. So the correct option here is Reliance Industries Limited. Next, which of the following countries are recommended by the European Union for European Union's candidate status? So for European Union's candidate status, which are the countries that were recommended by European Union? They are Ukraine and Moldova. Also, we know that because of this reason only, and also Ukraine on being joining NATO, Russia attacked Ukraine. So let's see how this decision goes in further. So the correct option here is option 4th. All right, next. Who was recently appointed as the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Equitas Small Finance Bank for a period of 1 year, that is from 23rd of July 2022. So who is the new Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Equitas Small Finance Bank? He is Vasudevan Pathangi Narasimhanji. All right, important, mark this question. We are talking about Equitas Small Finance Bank. Next, also remember, if we talk about this Equitas Small Finance Bank, where is the headquarter? It is in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, and it was launched in which year? It was launched in 2016. Next is name the country that recently launched its first fully domestically built aircraft carrier by the name Fujian. This Fujian, that is a domestically built aircraft carrier of which country? And it is the first domestically built aircraft carrier of their country. It is of China. As the name suggests, it is of China. Gaofen, this was a satellite that was launched by China only. Gaofen. Next, correct option 1. Next, HYSAC will be chaired by whom? What is this HYSAC? First of all, remember the full form of this HYSAC, that is your Hybrid Securities Advisory Committee. Hybrid Securities Advisory Committee, that is HYSAC. So recently SEBI, that is your Security and Exchange Board of India, recently established a 20-member Hybrid Security Advisory Committee. This was a 20-member HYSAC committee that will be chaired by whom? This will be chaired by KV Kamnaji. Will be chaired by whom? KV Kamath. Next, which country recently signed an MOU with NPCI, that is your National Payment Corporation of India International Payment Limited? So this is written as NIPL, and here N stands for NPCI. So recently which country signed an MOU with NPCI International Payments Limited to accept the UPI and RuPay cards? So in order to accept UPI, that is your Unified Payment Interface, and RuPay cards, which country signed this MOU? It was signed by France. Important. And recently, if I ask you, recently Bhim UPI became operational at NeoPay terminals. And where are these NeoPay terminals? They are in UAE. Next, who recently became the India's 74th Grandmaster during the 9th Catalica Chess Festival in Italy? Who became the India's 74th Grandmaster? And here we are talking about which sport? Chess. So Grandmaster, automatically understand it is related to chess. So Rahul Srivastav P, he became the India's 74th Grandmaster during this 9th edition of Catalica Chess Festival that was in Italy. Next, you have to name the state, friends, that recently became the first state to launch Balika Panchayat, or you can say this Girl Panchayat. So this Balika Panchayat was launched for the first time in which state? It was launched in Gujarat. Balika Panchayat, and that too in the Kuch district of Gujarat. This initiative was led that is Balika Panchayat, and this was led under the Beti Bachao Beti Padhao campaign. Apart from this, you have to remember a name, Urmi Ahir. She is 20 years of age and she became the Sarpanch of the Balika Panchayat that was started in Kuch district of Gujarat. She became the Sarpanch of this particular Panchayat, Balika Panchayat, that was started in Kuch, that is in Gujarat, and they started Balika Panchayat. So the correct option here is Gujarat. Next, as per the World Gold Council, gold refining and recycling report was released in June. India secured which position? India secured fourth rank in this global gold recycling in 2021, while China global gold recycling topped here. All right. So in this report that was released by World Gold Council, that is gold refining and recycling, in this particular report the rank of India was fourth, and the country that topped in this particular for global gold recycling in 2021 is your China. So the correct option here is option 1. According to this particular report, China has topped the global gold recycling in 2021 as it recycled around 168 tons of gold. Next, so correct option 1. Next, RBI. RBI has recently extended the deadline from 1st of July to 1st of October 2022 for the implementation of the card rules. Next, which small finance bank recently launched its digital saving account, that is FreeOSave? This FreeOSave was also launched by Equitas Small Finance Bank. I repeat, this FreeOSave was launched by Equitas Small Finance Bank. With this, remember, with the launch of this FreeOSave, Equitas Small Finance Bank, it became the first consumer neobank. It became the first consumer neobank. And what is a neobank? They don't have any physical infrastructure. All right, next. Who was recently appointed as India's permanent representative to the United Nations in New York? As I told you, where is the headquarters of United Nations? It is in New York. So who has been appointed as the India's permanent representative to the United Nations in New York? Who is he or who is she? She is Ruchira Kamboj. Senior diplomat Ruchira Kamboj, who was currently the Indian ambassador to Bhutan, has been appointed as the next permanent representative of India to the United Nations at New York. She will be succeeding whom? She will be succeeding T.S. Trimurti as the Indian ambassador to the United Nations, and currently she is the Indian ambassador to Bhutan. If we talk about United Nations, Secretary General is Antonio Guterres. United Nations was established in 1945 and the headquarters of United Nations is in New York. Next, name the country that has launched the first indigenously built space rocket, Nuri. Nuri is of South Korea, and South Korea also became the first Asian nation to join the cooperation of cybersecurity of NATO. I repeat, South Korea also became the first Asian nation to join the cooperation of NATO on cybersecurity. The reason was China and North Korea. They were continuously doing cyber attacks on South Korea. So in the end, South Korea had to join NATO's cyber cooperation for cyber security. Coming back, Nuri is a indigenously built space rocket of South Korea. Correct option, option 3. Next, who has won the gold medal in the javelin throw event by throwing 86.69 meters at the Cotton Games 2022 that were held in Finland? He is the golden boy of India, that is Neeraj Chopra. He won gold medal in the Tokyo Olympic Games. Also remember, you have to remember this particular length of throw that he threw at this Cotton Games 2022 that were held in Finland. So the length of his throw was 86.69 meters. You have to remember this, can be asked in your exam. Next, which airport recently became the India's first airport to run on hydro and solar power for its consumption? As I told you, for hydro as well as solar power, which is the first airport, or the question can be asked, which is the airport that is completely running on the renewable energy? It is your Indira Gandhi International Airport, that is of New Delhi, and their target is to be carbon neutral by the year 2030. Next, name the small finance bank that has recently introduced the industry's first customizable credit card. So, industry's first customizable credit card was launched by AU Small Finance Bank. This is the largest small finance bank in India, and they have introduced a industry's first customizable credit card. Customers may track their savings and earnings every day with this particular app that was launched, that is AU0101. This was the name of the application from where the customers can track their savings and earnings every day. If we talk about this AU Small Finance Bank, Sanjay Agarwal will be the MD and CEO, and the headquarter is in Jaipur, Rajasthan. Next, Indian Army has participated into the multinational peacekeeping military exercise that was Khan Quest. This Khan Quest exercise was conducted by which country? It was conducted by Mongolia. I repeat, Indian Army participated in this multinational peacekeeping military exercise that was Khan Quest, that was hosted by Mongolia, and this was hosted from 6th to 20th of June. Next, as per the biennial Environmental Performance Index, India secured 180th rank, and due to this rank only there was a fears in all the Indians, as well as Indian government was not happy with this index because even Pakistan and Bangladesh were ranked below us. Rank of Pakistan was 176 and rank of Bangladesh in this particular index was 177 in the environmental performance index. So India was not happy here. So remember, rank of India that was given, still you have to remember, is 180th, and the country that topped here was Denmark. Next, who was appointed as the managing director of the State Bank of India for 2 years? Specifically for 2 years, who has been appointed as the new managing director of State Bank of India? He is Alok Kumar Chaudhary. He has been appointed as the new managing director for a period of 2 years. His tenure will be starting from 30th of June, and he will be handling the retail business and operations of the lender in SBI. He will be replacing whom? He will be replacing Ashwini Bhatia. Next, the Securities and Exchange Board, that is your SEBI, has restructured its 25-member advisory committee on mutual funds under the chairmanship of whom? So, they have recently restructured their 25-member advisory committee on mutual fund under the chairmanship of Usha Thoratji. Alright, Usha Thorat. She was the former deputy governor of the Reserve Bank of India. Next, Agni 4. Agni 4 is a intermediate range ballistic missile. First question done. Intermediate range ballistic missile. Alright, this missile has a range of around 3500 to 4000 km. What is the meaning of Agni then? Agni means fire. Alright, from where this missile was tested? This missile was tested from the APJ Abdul Kalam Island, that is off the coast, or you can say this is in Odisha. Coming back, what is the meaning of this Agni 4? It is fire. This missile is a intermediate range ballistic missile that was tested from the APJ Abdul Kalam Island, that is in Odisha, and this has a range of around 3500 to 4000 km. Next, which state's board for wildlife recently approved 12 new conservation reserves and 3 wildlife sanctuaries to be set up in their state? It is Maharashtra. I repeat, 12 new conservation reserves and 3 wildlife sanctuaries will be set up in Maharashtra. Important, remember this. Next, which institute recently launched India's first Agri-Land Price Index that was named ISA LPI along with the Indian Agri-Land Market Farms India? I repeat, you have to name me the name of the institute that has launched the India's first Agri-Land Price Index, that was ISA LPI, along with Indian Agri-Land Marketplace, that was Farms India. It was launched by whom? Which institute? It was IIM Ahmedabad. Alright, this will record and present quality control data of prices of agriculture land across India, and this is a first of a kind land price index that was launched. Next, you have to name the country that launched the crewed mission to complete the construction of the Tiangong space station in the low Earth orbit. We know which is the country that is making their own space station. that is your China. Next, in which year did Mithali Raj receive the Padma Shri Award? Mithali Raj received this Padma Shri Award in the field of sport. First thing you remember, in which field? In sport. And in the year 2015, she received this Padma Shri Award for sports. She's related to which sport? She is related to cricket. She was the captain of Indian cricket team and now she has taken retirement from the cricket, from international cricket and from the all the forms, that is T20, ODI or your test. Which company developed BBN and Polyversity? Remember, this is important question. Why? Because our Union Minister of Education or our Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan ji has recently launched India's nationwide hybrid blockchain network that was named Bharat Blockchain Network. I repeat, what is this BBN? This BBN, what is it? It is the India's first nationwide hybrid blockchain network. Alright, BBN. And Polyversity is the India's largest educational metaverse. I repeat, Polyversity is your India's largest educational metaverse. So both the thing, okay, which is the India's first national hybrid blockchain network, it is your BBN, and which is India's largest educational metaverse, it is Polyversity, similar to your university you can say. So the question asked here is which company developed them? It was developed by Information Data Systems. Next, as per the Cochrane-Simons World University Ranking for 2023, which Indian institute ranked 115th and emerged as the fastest rising South Asian university among the top 200 universities? It is your which university? IISc Bangalore. I repeat, as per the Cochrane-Simons World University Ranking 23, Indian Institute, that is your IISc Bangalore, has emerged as the fastest rising South Asian university among the top 200 universities. Alright. If I ask you, Indian drone startup Garuda Aerospace has started their plant where? They have started their plant in Malaysia. They have started their plant in Malaysia. Indian drone startup Garuda Aerospace. Next, friends, tell me, what are the countries selected by the United Nations General Assembly to serve as the non-permanent members of the United Nations Security Council for 2 years? Non-permanent members I am asking you. Tell me. They are, option 2 is correct here, Ecuador, Japan, Malta, Mozambique and Switzerland. They will be acting as the non-permanent members. Alright, and the newly elected member countries will replace India, Ireland, Kenya, Mexico, Norway, which will vacate their seats at the end of 2022. Alright, and we know that is your United Nations Security Council. It is a United Nations organization only that is tasked with maintaining global peace and security. Next, what is the rank of India according to the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development's World Investment Report? World Investment Report 2022 for the foreign direct investment, that is how much amount of FDI is coming in India as compared to other countries. So in this particular report, the rank of India will be 7th. The rank of India will be 7th. Alright, also we saw a national single window system that was launched in order to increase the foreign direct investment in India, because with the help of this national single window system, all the requirements, certifications, permissions will be done from this only, and the sole focus will be to ease the business. Alright, or ease of doing business. So in this particular, what will be the rank of India? India was ranked at 7th. And still, if we talk about first position, it will be with United States of America. Second will be China. Third, Hong Kong. Fourth, Singapore, then Canada, Brazil. So the correct option here is option 5. Next, to which planet does NASA plan for the tentative launch of the Da Vinci mission? This Da Vinci mission is for which? It is for Venus. Alright, it is for Venus, Da Vinci mission. Alright, highly important. Next, and can you tell me the till year They will be launching in the year 2029, and they will be this particular Da Vinci will be reaching the atmosphere of Venus by the year 2020 or 2031. Next, who has won the 10th edition of the Norway Chess 2022 that was held in Norway itself? So, this 10th edition of the Norway Chess 2022 was won by Magnus Carlsen. This was the 10th edition of this chess tournament that you have to remember. Next, which company became the first RBI licensed prepaid instrument to launch cash withdrawal across all the ATMs using the RuPay powered card? So, which company became the first licensed or RBI licensed PPI, that is your prepared instrument to launch cash withdrawal across the all the ATMs using their RuPay powered card? It is your which company? Omni card. Alright, it became the first RBI licensed PPI that was approved by RBI to launch cash withdrawal across the ATMs using their RuPay cards. Alright, using the remember Omnicard users, this company users can withdraw cash from any ATM at their convenience with the high safety and secure features, and also promote the user from the exposing their money and bank details. Who was recently appointed as the managing director and chief executive officer of RBL Bank for a period of 3 years? He is R Subramaniam. Next, he will be succeeding whom? If I ask you, he will be succeeding Rajiv Ahuja. Alright, he will be succeeding Rajiv Ahuja. If we talk about RBL Bank, headquarters is in Mumbai, Maharashtra. This bank was founded in the year 1943. Next, who has won the Azerbaijan Formula 1 Grand Prix and became the Red Bull's most successful driver? He is Max Verstappen. I repeat, Max Verstappen has won Azerbaijan Formula 1 Grand Prix and has become the Red Bull's most successful driver. Also, he won Emilia Romagna Grand Prix also. The Ministry of Civil Aviation has launched a National Air Sports Policy 2022, that is your NASP, which aims to make India as one of the top sports nations in the world by the year 2030. I repeat, what is the target year to make India as one of the top sports nation in the world? It is 2030, and this NASP, that is your National Air Sports Policy, was launched by which ministry? It was launched by Ministry of Civil Aviation. Alright, apart from this, remember this NASP 2022 aims to make India one of the top sports nation in the world by providing safe, affordable, accessible, enjoyable and sustainable air sports ecosystem. The policy has potential to be an income generator of worth around 8,000 to 10,000 crore rupees. Next, the Cabinet Committee on the Security approved the new scheme called Agnipath. This Agnipath is for whom? It is for the recruiters of soldiers in the three forces, that is Army, Navy and Air Force. Agnipath, remember it. Also, the students, these or the people, these soldiers will be initially inducted for a period of 4 years. You have to remember this also. Next, which bank has recently announced a $250 million lending support for high growth tech led startups in India? I repeat, which bank has recently announced a $250 million lending support for the high growth tech led startup in India? That is tech led, that means technology led startups in India. It is your HSBC India. This is the bank. If I ask you T Hub 2.0, that is your Technology Hub 2.0, was launched where? It was launched in Hyderabad. Where is Hyderabad? It is the capital of Telangana. Next, the 14-member committee. Now again similar type of question. Which 14-member type of committee? Remember, recently SEBI has restructured their risk management review committee, that is your RMRC. I repeat, recently SEBI has restructured their risk management review committee, and this was a 14-member committee that will be headed by Jayant R Vermaji. All right, it will be headed by Jayant R Vermaji. Next, who has recently or who was recently appointed as the or who was given as the additional charge of the Lokpal chairperson? Who is he? Pradeep Kumar Mohati ji. All right. Recently, President of India Ramnath Kovind has given Justice Pradeep Kumar Mohati the additional charge of the Lokpal chairperson. Alright, he will be replacing whom? He will be replacing Justice Pinaki Chandra Ghosh ji. So, two question: who has been given the additional charge of Lokpal chairperson? Pradeep Kumar Mohati. He will be replacing whom? He will be replacing Justice Pinaki Chandra Ghosh. Alright, and why he is Justice Pinaki Chandra Ghosh is important? Because he was the first chief. He was the first chief of Lokpal in 2019. Can you tell me for the first when was Lokpal launched? In which year was Lokpal launched? It was launched in 2019 only. Next, if I ask you, tell me Paramananta. This is a supercomputer that was set up under the National Supercomputing Mission at what location? This Paramananta has been set up at what location? It has been set up at IIT Gandhinagar. It is a supercomputer that was set up at the under the National Supercomputing Mission. All right. It has a speed of 838 teraflops, and we know what is the unit in which we measure the speed of a supercomputer. It is flops, floating operations per second. Next, Dash became the second country to adopt Bitcoin as their legal tender. Important question. It was your Central African Republic that became the second country to adopt Bitcoin as their legal tender, or you can say to adopt Bitcoin as their legal currency. Which was the first country? It was El Salvador. El Salvador was the first country to adopt Bitcoin as their legal currency. Next, who was recently appointed as the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the National Assets Reconstruction Company Limited, that is your NARCL. So, who has appointed or who was appointed as the MD of the and Chief Executive Officer of NARCL is Natarajan Sundarji. Alright, option 5 not given here. Natarajan Sundarji has been appointed or nominated as the new Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of National Assets Reconstruction Company. This is a government-backed bad bank. Alright, it is a government-backed bad bank. He will be replacing whom? He will be replacing Mr. Padma Kumar M. Nair. He will be replacing Mr. Padma Kumar M. Nair. And who will be the new MD and CEO of this bad bank, that is NARCL? He will be Natarajan Sundarji. Next, as per Germany's 59th edition of the top 500 list of the world's most powerful supercomputer, which is the world's most powerful supercomputer now? It is Frontier. It is of United States of America, and remember, and which is on the second list now or on the second position now, it is Fugaku of Japan. So earlier it was Fugaku of Japan that was the most powerful supercomputer, and now it is Frontier of United States of America that is the world's most powerful supercomputer. And this data was released during the 59th edition of the top 500 list of world's most powerful supercomputer, and they were according to which country? Germany. Still, you have to remember that Frontier of US is the world's most powerful supercomputer. Next, who was recently appointed as the Director General of National Informatics Center? We just saw this. Who has been appointed as the new Director General of NIC? Rajesh Geraji has been appointed as the new Director General of National Informatics Center. Next, the United Nations approved to recognize the Republic of Turkey as, now the new name of Republic of Turkey is what? Just the tweak, or you can say some tweak peaks in the name. The name is now Turkey. Earlier it was Turkey. Now the new name is Turkey and 2 dots on U. So the correct option is option 1. Next is India's first and Asia's largest international liquid mirror telescope. This was commissioned, and Dash became the world's first liquid mirror telescope to commission for astronomy. So just you have to remember, it is set up in India. As we have said, where it is set up, it is in India, and India too, it is located where? In India too, it is located in Uttarakhand, and in Uttarakhand too, it is at Devsthal Hill. So remember, India's first as well as Asia's largest international liquid mirror telescope, it is located in Uttarakhand's Devsthal Hill. and it is the Asia's largest and India's first international liquid mirror telescope. Next is Dash, which state has signed an MOU with the Indian Air Force to set up the first of its kind Air Force Heritage Center. The first of its kind Air Force Heritage Center was set up where it was set up in Chandigarh. I repeat, in Chandigarh. Recently, Indian Air Force has signed an MOU with Chandigarh to set up the first of its kind Indian Air Force Heritage Center. So indirectly you can say where this will be set up, it will be in Chandigarh. Next, name the India's first banking metaverse that was recently launched by Kia.ai to allow the customers to transact, access banking information and obtain various banking products virtually. It was by Kia Verse. As metaverse, it is Kia Verse. So Meta also, remember, it is the Facebook, and they have launched their own virtual reality, that is metaverse. Next is your, according to Forbes, the real-time billionaires list as of 3rd June 2022, Dash became the world's richest person with a net worth of $233.7 billion. He is Elon Musk. Also remember, he is the richest person, as well as he is the CEO with the highest salary. Alright, Elon Musk. On second position will be Bernard Arnault, and on third position will be Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos has a worth of $151.2 billion and Bernard Arnault has a net worth of $157 billion. If we talk about Elon Musk, he has a net worth of $233.7 billion. So correct option second. Next, if I ask you, Beach Vigil application. This was launched for the holistic management of beaches. By whom? It was launched by which state? It was launched by Goa. Then recently tell me, Fruits. This was a software that was launched for the farmers. By which state? It was launched by Karnataka. Fruit software for farmer schemes launched by Karnataka. Then apart from this, we saw Agnimat military recruitment scheme. It was for three forces, that is Indian Air Force, Army and Navy. Apart from this, if I ask you, tell me, India's first private train service between Coimbatore and Shirdi was flagged off. That is from Coimbatore to Shirdi. It was flagged off under which scheme? It was under Bharat Gaurav scheme. Then if we talk about India will be hosting the Indian Foreign Ministers meeting. Then if we talk about Quad meeting, it was hosted by Tokyo, Japan. Then if I ask you about World Economic Forum meeting, where was it held? At Davos. And who led Indian delegation? Piyush Goyal led Indian delegation. Recently then, tell me, 9th Summit of Americas was held where? It was held in Los Angeles in United States. Then recently India has bought cheetahs. Yes, you heard it right. India has bought cheetahs. From which location? From South Africa and Namibia. I repeat, India has recently finalized the deal for cheetahs from South Africa and Namibia. 12th edition of WTO Ministerial Conference was held where? It was held in Geneva. First ever India European Union Security and Defense consultations were held where? They were held in Brussels. Then if we talk about global startup ecosystem, what was the rank of Bangalore all around the world? It was 22nd. The rank of Bangalore in this particular global startup ecosystem was 22nd. Then which organization has launched a startup accelerator program for women founders? I repeat, a startup accelerator program for women founders was launched by Google. Alright, it was launched by Google. Then if I ask you, who has been appointed as the director of the International Monetary Fund's Asia and Pacific Department? Krishnan Srinivasan has been appointed as the director of the International Monetary Fund's Asia and Pacific Department. Who has been appointed as the brand ambassador of Garuda Aerospace? MS Dhoni has been appointed as the brand ambassador. Alright, then tell me who has been appointed as the Manrega Ombudsman. N.J. Oja has been appointed as the Manrega's ombudsman, who has been given as the additional charge of the CEO of Prasar Bharati, who has been given the additional charge as the CEO of Prasar Bharati is Mayank Kumar Agarwal. Mayank Kumar Agarwal. Then next, if I ask you, who has been appointed as the United Nations Chief Envoy on Technology? I repeat, United Nations Chief Envoy on Technology is Amandeep Singh Gill. This was a recent appointment and it is an important one. Amandeep Singh Gill has been appointed as the United Nations Chief Envoy on Technology. MD and CEO of RBL Bank, he is R. Subramanya Kumar. Apart from this, who has been appointed as a science advisor to the President of United States? Science advisor to the President of United States. Who is she? She is an Indian born American. Aarti Prabhakar. Aarti Prabhakar has been appointed as the science advisor to the President of US. Next, tell me, Industrial Decarbonization Summit. Where was this held? In New Delhi. It was inaugurated by Nitin Gadkari. Largest state for outstanding microfinance loan. It is your Tamil Nadu. Then Pune will host the Maharashtra's first theatre festival dedicated to mental health. I repeat, Pune will be hosting the Maharashtra's first theatre festival that is dedicated to mental health. Then National Yoga Olympiad was recently inaugurated by Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan ji. Apart from this, tell me, Technology Hub 2.0, where is it? It is in Hyderabad, Telangana, which became the 36th state to implement One Nation, One Ration Card. It is your Assam. Assam became the 36th state to implement One Nation, One Ration Card. If we talk about World Competitiveness Index, rank of India was 37th and Denmark topped in this particular index. If I ask you, or let me tell you that Japan, we will be participating into the NATO summit for the first time. Alright, into the NATO summit, Japan will be participating for the first time. This is an important question and knowledge that you should know. Apart from this, remember, if we are talking about Indian broken rice, China became the largest importer of the Indian broken rice. Then remember, if I ask you, where was the WTO meeting held? 12th WTO meeting, it was in Geneva. Alright, apart from this, tell me, if I ask you, first capstone seminar in Air Force Stadium was held and it was conducted by whom? It was conducted by Indian Air Force. Alright. Then on 23rd of June, International Widows Day. 23rd of June only we observe International Olympics Day. On 23rd of June, United Nations Public Service Day is also observed. On 22nd of June, World Rainforest Day. International Day of Women in Diplomacy is observed on 24th of June. Then International Day in support of victims of torture on 26th of June. MSME Day is important. When do we observe MSME Day? It is on 27th of June. On 28th of June, we observe National Insurance Awareness Day. National Statistics Day is observed on 29th of June. Alright, then International Asteroid Day on 30th of June. International Asteroid Day. So friends, these were your some other important current affairs and I hope you have enjoyed this session. That was a very beautiful and interesting session and I'm 100% sure that you must have enjoyed this session and it was a very good revision for all the students because this content was very good. To be honest, I also learned many things from this particular video and I have remembered multiple current affairs. That's all for the day, friends. I hope you enjoyed the session and you can follow us on the YouTube channel as well as apart from YouTube channel, you can go and follow us at AffairsCloud Telegram channel. And if you have any queries related to the content or the courses offered to you or the payment which you did on the application, you can contact us on the number provided, that is 7677333862. Apart from this, friends, you can follow us on the Facebook as well as on Instagram handle, that is AffairsCloud_official. In the end, friends, if you use a code that is Vikas10, you will be getting an additional extra 10% discount by using this code Vikas10. Also, if you have any problem regarding the course purchase, any problem regarding to our application, you can contact us on the mobile number that is 9677333862. And if you want to mail us, you can also mail us on support@affairscloud.com, and I assure you that our representative from us will be contacting you soon and resolving your issue.